That is now in the chat. Crawlyard. Limited settings because it is, after all, just a demo. Can't really judge the volume, so I'm going to start a new game and we'll see what happens next. The world is aching, unstable and unsure. People desperately yearn for miracles, for salvation. Oh. They say the Mansion of Whispers can grant any wish, but it carefully chooses those worthy of running its trials. Yet, here you stand. You stand. Welcome to the dungeon. Prepare for a spectacle. Okay. Now I can judge it better. Okay. Level up, mend, effect. Unsafe forest, brief battle, quiet forest. One enemy, two enemies, arranged in melee, a melee, and magic or poison. Level up. Choose an attribute to upgrade. Unlock new cards upon meeting the requirements. Let's go for speed. We get 2 charge cards, which say run straight to the target, ignoring any status effects or other foes. These are now unlocked. Days to enter deck time. Okay, on the bottom left, we have our character. And in the middle of the screen on the bottom, we have our cards, which we can check out at our leisure while we are in deck time, which is a pause. We are a knight. We've got 5 armor, 50 health. I guess we're level 4 maybe. Speed, health. Yeah, okay, those are the stats we saw earlier. Deal damage around the puppet. Stun the enemy. Oh, 4 energy, yeah. Equip spear. Deal extra damage based on speed while increased while moving. Jump back. Then throw the spear. Oh, that was the wrong card. Okay, the spear throw was not really super visible. Try using stance cards. Good. Run straight to the target. Block the next attack. Done. Okay. Incomplete. This will take a while, but the mansion should not be desolate. Perhaps its residents can offer advice. The barmaid.
Oh. Welcome to the mansion.
Much louder than the rest. Ooh, very loud.
Care for a drink?
The barmaid stays silent for a while, giving you time to catch your breath. Gradually, your hands stop shaking and your pulse slows down.
I apologize for the lack of warm welcome. We haven't been notified of your arrival. What role would you prefer to play?
Yeah. The inspector will do. Thanks for having me. The mansion is deadly hauntingly quiet. You are hesitant to ask too many questions lest you raise unnecessary suspicion, but this is definitely not normal. Do I need to report to anyone before I start exploring the backstage?
It seems to me that you have already started anyway. Well, I suppose you will need to talk to the architect when he returns. You can use the spare dolls in the meantime. I'm sure the puppeteer wouldn't mind.
It is insanely hard to pretend you already have all the necessary instructions when you so clearly don't. Still, you need to act like you belong. Alright, I'll try not to damage the scene too much.
Everything happening in the backstage is just a representation. The scene gets reassembled each time. But sure, it's nice to hear you intend to be careful.
She nods, but you do notice her raise her brow momentarily. You feel like that might have been a misstep. Build a dungeon. 3 unknown rooms. And then 3 unknown rooms. Place 2 cards. The sequence enemies get their health reduced. Enemies have less health but get armor. Health. And brawl. Right. A serious battle with 3 enemies. Then 1 enemy and then 1 enemy. Level up. Let's increase our damage. Reduce melee damage of nearby enemies. Okay. Now we go into deck time. No passive effects. We still love you. Equip the great sword. It is a great sword. Strike quickly and reset your regular attack. Yeah, there some animations are missing, right? Sometimes when you play a card, you don't really see if it did what you wanted them to do. Oh well. So they do less damage. We are down to 28. This needs a lot of work on the card effect when you play it and on the animations that happen then. And it's quite impossible to see if there's a certain timing to the cards. They were talking about a cooldown here. Yeah, that's here. Got 2 energy. Block the next attack. We're down to 22 health already, so we're gonna stun. Yeah, good. Now, can mend. I could have risked it, but I kind of want to. Okay. This is a bit fiddly here with the selecting of the cards. I'm gonna switch to the greatsword. Or not. Now we've got a spiky enemy. Done. Right. Now we build another dungeon. You can probably later on check our deck here. Let's start easy. I don't want to add exhaustion to the deck. They get armor. That's alright. It's a weird mix of visuals between the cards and the game, but I guess that's fine. The unsafe tundra. Okay, let's level up our health. Now we've got 63 and we can do shield strike. Cool. Now a charge attack. Okay, this time I saw the charge and then the attack follows. Or a lot of damage. Okay, cool. Come back. Not really. I think I need to get the shield for this. Oh, I thought I would get both of them. Alright. Yeah, we need to stun that one. Very good. One and two enemies. I'm gonna go for level up this time. Get more attack speed. Down to 32. One down. And the shield bash. Cool, I like the shield bash. Dungeon complete. The puppeteer arrives. Your night doll shivers. Uneasy. Reduced health for the enemies. And nothing. Oh, I don't know if we start with... oh yeah, we start with full health. Here. It's a different deck, right? Each weapon has a, or each stance has a different deck. Now we get damage. Nice. Equip shield, block next attack. Nah. I'm gonna charge. That was the jumping back. That works. Okay, we're gonna equip the shield now. Block the next attack. This is a cool concept. I could do without the blur, as always. But there's that. 1 and 2 enemies, regular battles, good. Brief, regular. And level up again. Done. Oh, maybe he was not in range when I dash. One down. The attack speed is very fast. Barely get to press pause. We put an assassin's there. Now the enemies ignore armor, but they do only half the damage. That should be fine. And I think on both of those attributes we get a new card soon. I wonder why it didn't stun him. Maybe I need to move the card directly onto the enemy for it to have the effect. Maybe otherwise it's just a discard. Let's try here. No, it's not a new card yet. Ah, it missed that. always a bit too early with that. Yeah, so a bit clearer indications of whether you hit an enemy or don't hit them, and I think the game could do with overall less speed. I know we have a pause, so that sounds like a weird thing to say, but exhaustion. We start with armor ignore on the enemy's part, and then on the last bit we have health reduction. More variety on the dungeon cards is probably going to come later. I don't know. A grand battle. Well. I didn't hit that one again. Okay. Ooh. Now spear throw. No, we're still down to see if we can get him. And then to the shield. Block that next attack. Switch to the spear, which is we most benefit from, but they're gonna smash me in a second. Yeah. Okay. Now the puppeteer has arrived. That's not creepy at all. Maybe it is. Very creepy.
Creativity is a resource. Replenishable, fortunately, but not without cost.
You see a masked person ripping a doll apart violently. The puppeteer is back, the barmaid whispers behind your shoulder. Go talk to them. Oh, you do. Greetings, I've only just arrived here.
The inspector, huh? Great, welcome. Enjoy your stay.
They don't question your sudden visit, but by the looks of it, they wouldn't care about anyone's visit, period. You glance at the barmaid and she lets out a tiny sigh.
Please try and communicate just a little. The inspector is remarkably good with the backstage, it seems. Maybe he can help you test your dolls.
Yeah, and let's say that in a sexy way, because that does fit totally.
Oh, really? Well, that indeed would be quite delightful.
The puppeteer sounds skeptical, but at least they are looking straight at you now, probably. All were you working on?
A stealthy one. I thought that if cleaving through enemies doesn't work, maybe a subtler approach would do. But it's still not reacting to my commands fast enough.
Wait. And what about that other magic-wielding puppet of yours? Didn't you say you wouldn't start any new projects before finishing the existing one?
Why does she talk like that? You barely hold back a chuckle upon hearing the puppeteer's exasperated groan.
Ugh. I wish. But no. The only puppets you command are the ones that I have built from scratch, and accept you as their director. Although, maybe I can give them a little upgrade with the parts you bring me from the backstage.
Just please make sure you don't drag a fully functional, rampaging marionette here.
The puppeteer scoffs in amusement, but you decide to keep the barmaid's advice in mind. Okay, I have to click on all the dialogue.
Ah, well, sure. Enjoy. Better than rushing onto the scene yourself, like that blockhead warlord used to.
Lord, I don't believe I've had the honor to meet him just yet.
And you probably won't. But his record shouldn't be hard to beat. So, good luck. Now please move aside. You're blocking the light.
You actually aren't, but you shift slightly to give the puppeteers in place. More figuratively than literally. The barmaid returns behind the counter too. You find the barmaid critically evaluating several mysterious ingredients arranged neatly on the counter. Some of them don't seem edible at all. Hey, I just want to make sure that cocktail you gave me, is it a one-time offer? How much should I pay you?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's on the house. You can have as many as you like. Maybe I can charge for exotics and special orders in the future. We'll see.
That voice acting is not hitting the spot for me. Do you even accept real money?
To an extent.
What's this all
Without
about?
nephews? No, not yet.
Yeah, sure. Oh, we are just a 50 centimeter person. Now let's do an empty one. Yeah, that looks half empty. Now we start from scratch. Let's do cooldown reduction and the spear. Spear throw. Not like there's a lot of distance you can break from. I did much better last run. They have less health and less health. Now we mend. No, we don't. Level up. More cooldown reduction. Yeah, there's no way to tell if they were stunned and if they were stunned for how long and so on. So that's pretty pretty odd considering we have this cooldown for our energy regeneration. And the game is about timing, and then it's nearly impossible to tell the timing of cards, effects, attacks. If this would be my game, I would slow it the hell down, because the going fast when you don't pause it is not doing much, right? You don't need to slow it down so much that it's pointless to have the pause. I mean, you can still make that options, like fast, slow, very fast, and no pause or whatever. But what you would need to make this good, aside from hit feedback and shenanigans like that, obviously that can come later. Remember Tower of Time? That was a top-down squad tactical RPG fantasy game with real-time battles that you could pause. And the game revolved around lots of cooldowns that you managed on a mechanical level, right? And it was visually indicated in a way that it was always clear who was doing what when, in what order. And while this is not a tactical game, I can see that it's supposed to be quick and all that, but you kind of miss out on all the effects because it's also fast. Apart from that, I think it's very neat. Is what it is. So you enter the dungeon, you switch to the spear, and then you wait until you're in range, and then bam. And then you can jump back and switch to the sword and get armor based on missing health. And then you figure out combos that work and try to time it so resetting your regular attack. I don't understand that yet. That's a double strike, and then we do block the next attack, and then switch to the spear, switch to the shield, block the next attack again. So we get the timer to reset to 1, back to the spear, and throw. But we still are down to 9. 9 health, and we're dead. See, so that's the time frames in which things happen between me pressing pause and pressing unpause. There's a bit too much going on, so it's not really enough fun to pick a card and see its effect. You don't really have no time to see the actual effect on the enemy. So while I can see that it might be an interesting setting here with the puppeteering, and there's a little mystery story that you unfold, that is completely besides the point if the game is not doing the card battles right, which is, if I understand this correctly, the core part of it. If the card battles are just a side effect and you have to actually talk to all the people all the time, I think it would need a clearer definition of the card battles to be good. So, but still, the idea is cool. The idea is really cool. The execution is lacking quite some polishing. Right? There we go. I'm glad I checked it out. Crawlyard is something I will maybe have a look at again next year. I don't know. I think they plan to release something. I'm not sure if it's early access or full release next year. So they are aware that they need at least some more months